And we're back. I'm hoping the mic's still on. Should be. I didn't turn it off. I mean, if not, y'all are getting the full experience. Go and lock this bitch up. Oh, now you want to turn on turn signal? That's the other thing about the Harley. I don't like the way the Sportsters shift. I think the gears are just too long, in my opinion. Ew. Look at my visor, it's full of bug guts. You have to clean that bad boy off. You know, for some reason with these handlebars, it makes this bike feel more nimbler than it actually is. I mean, I guess it's because I can really get, like, lean on it. That makes sense. You know how you, like, look, if I pull left, it's gonna go right. If I pull right, it's gonna go left. But this one, you ain't even got to do that. If you have like, because of my job, I have a lot of upper body strength now, especially in the arms, because I got those switches for, manual switches for trains all day. Anybody who knows anything about that or has seen anything like that understands that that ain't fun. Ooh. Yeah, I don't know that I probably could have made that. Man, I definitely could have made that. See, once again, that's what I'm talking about. People in Texas, bro, bunch of ignorant pieces of shit. You want to cause problems? I was going. I knew there was a free spot, but I'm also not going to jump out in front of somebody who I don't know what he's doing. Like, ignorant ass motherfuckers out here, bro, and it doesn't matter whether you're in the country or not, dude. Texas ain't as Texas as Texas thinks it is. And then you notice I immediately stopped. Like, there wasn't anything. I should just stop. I should just stop right in the roadway. He's been a fucking ass. You know the worst part about it? I tell myself that stuff all the time, and then it's like, I'm at the point where I tell myself all that in my life, but then I don't actually do it, because I gotta remember now I'm not 20-something years old, and I can't just get into problems like that just to be into problems like that anymore. It don't fly too much. When you're young, you know, it's like, oh, you know, that he's just a kid full of testosterone, yeah, whatever, yeah, you did it, you should know better, you're an adult. But now it's like, well, you're both adults, and yeah, somebody honked at you or whatnot, but it doesn't mean you get to go knock the fucking shit out of somebody anymore. You know what I mean? For those of you who don't know what I mean, then you're not adulty enough to be an adult quite yet. As my previous live stream has stated, you know, there's 63-year-old fucking grown-ass men who you know what, fuck it, I was raised by military, so I really don't give a fuck. And it's not me bashing on all the military, but when you're 63 years old, a retired Army veteran. I don't even know if he's retired. He could have been dishonorably discharged. But I do know he was in the Army, and you act like a fucking 12-year-old because somebody, literally my exact words when he threw that temper tantrum were, "No shit, Sherlock. Where else am I supposed to get fucking cars from when there's only one track filled with empties that we're pulling from?" Yeah, and you're 63 years old. And it's like, he is such a fucking child that he starts so much drama at work. It's funny. Like, everybody treats me like I'm retarded now. It's great, so I don't even have to do anything all day at my job anymore. So realistically, he made it easier for me because I'll just play along with it at this point. But it's like, you start some shit, but you make me feel, what's the word, not disrespected. You essentially make other people look bad who are as old as you and who had the background that you had that we're supposed to look up to. But now we feel, once again, you know, people nowadays, like, it's, you already give the military already has a bad rep, okay, for all the bullshit that's been going on right now with the military, and just people, like, in the blue-collar workforce in general. And now you want to make it look even worse because you're crying because somebody had not even just been all like, fuck you, just been all like, had made a comment. Not even an insult, but a comment with cuss words, whatever you want to call it, that you can't take that criticism at 63 years old. And supposedly, you know, back in that kind of Army days, supposed to be, like, you know, real badasses. But, you know, see, once again, you know, that's why I'm not saying I was raised by military guys. What you don't understand is my grandfather was Marine Corps, like back when they used to ride horses. So, like, you know, growing up I was beat the shit out of, and, you know, not as much as his own sons, but, you know, because at a certain time they made it to where you can't leave marks on your kids and whatnot, or whatever. You know, it's pussy shit, again. I mean, if you piss somebody off, you know, your parents off well enough to leave marks, you probably deserved it. But, you know, it's just like, it's fucking, oh, I don't even know the word. Like, it's depressing. It's so depressing. It's like, you know, all these people that you look up to when you're a kid, and then you grow up, and you're finally, you know, you're old enough, and, you know, you learn, you know, a thing or two, and you're like, oh, yeah, I know, I respect you, and then they act like a fucking 12-year-old like that. Because you had spoken your mind and were tired of dealing with their shit, and, you know what I mean? You can't treat people. I think the problem with today's world is, guys, is the golden rule has been thrown out the window. Everybody expects to be treated like they're a king without having any sort of morals or king energy or you know, any sort of, like, structure or example for everybody else. You know, it's no different than the fucking government. And personally, it's de-glorifying, to be honest. Like, if I were other countries right now looking at some of the things that I see on a daily basis, just from my eyes, I'd make fun of America too, personally. A lot of you motherfuckers nowadays out here just are, you know, in this blue-collar workforce. And I'm not saying everybody's like that, but a lot of these motherfuckers are, guys. And I've done everything from flooring, now I'm working at a train yard, to construction, to, I mean, it's like that guy, you know, roofing. I did the roofing for the Tesla over there at the Gigafactory at the USA Parkway in Reno, Nevada. And, you know, it's just, even the guy who I had done the construction under, that guys, it was just, you know, he was even like, he was even the same way. he was all sorts of fucking upset because Tesla had taken away the contract, and I guess they've been screwing people like that for, or at least that Gigafactory had. I don't know if Tesla in general had, or they knew anything about it. But the Gigafactory in USA Parkway originally was cycling through people all the time, like that. Like one job would get a certain portion of the job done, and then they'd fire them, and then they'd go out and they'd find a cheaper quote to do the next thing, and then they'd hire them on, and then they'd fire them because they're and then find somebody else to do the cheapest thing next, and they keep cycling through contracts and companies like that. But he got all upset at me and told me because all of a sudden they were packing everything up, didn't tell me nothing, didn't do nothing, say nothing, offering everybody else fucking jobs. And I'm sitting here going, okay, cool. Well, hey, are we quitting this? Are we ending this job? Do I still have a job? I mean, you're sitting here offering other people to go with you, yada, 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 yada. And he goes, well, that's none of my concern. You're through the temp agency. The temp agency should be telling. But then I called the temp agency, and they didn't even know because he was just going to up and leave the temp agency. I guess, and I guess not attempt not to pay him or whatever, but that's what I'm saying, guys. It's like, you expect a lot of these people, I'm not going to say you, but I am going to say you guys, us guys, whatever, you all know what I mean. Oh wow, somebody's fighting already today. But they all expect to be treated like fucking royalty, but then won't set the example of what actual royalty is supposed to be. I mean, you can have all the money in the world and everything else, treat other people like they're dog shit, and expect everybody to respect you. You're not going to get respected. It's just as simple as that. But that's what I'm getting at, guys. Anyways, moral story of life. If you treat others like you want to be treated. If not, expect clapback. Like, it's that simple. Yeah, guys. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and end this video here. I'm going to get these drinks inside so they're still cold. And we'll catch you on the next one.